join us today as we take the WRX out for just a quick evening drive. So we made a couple of stops, along the way, and I figured I'd just take this time to talk to you about the car a little bit. It is a 04 WRX, and it is in Java Black Pearl, which is different than other years that you would normally see from these generations being Obsidian Black Pearl. They only made Java Black for 2004, and actually a more limited quantity. Another little fun tidbit about it is that this pod gauge here is actually an OEM accessory, and the pod gauge is a 3-pod gauge set, reading in for the turbo, and then we have the battery and we have the oil pressure. So as you can see, that's written in Celsius, and we're reading this in bar because it is straight from Japan, so that's fun. Other than that, there's a couple other modifications, as you heard while it was driving, that's been done to it. Another little fun tidbit is that we have the matching Momo shift knob that matches the stock Momo steering wheel. Also a Subaru option that you really can't find too much anymore. They used to flourish through the catalogs, but since discontinued, you don't really see those shift knobs anymore, so that's a little rare option. Another little rare option that you will find on here is this hazard here, known as the JDM hazard. You can actually get here in America if you buy the 0607 STI hazard, because they had the all red. Otherwise, you'll find in the 2002s through 2005s for this to be black with the triangles being red instead. Nice little bark to it, if I do say so myself. Feel free to comment in the comment sections if you think it sounds awesome, if you think it sounds okay, maybe it sounds like shit to you. Either way, I'm interested to hear what everybody has to say about it. And with that being said, let's go! Comedy act here, guy thinks he owns the road, or the parking lot for that matter. Fun little plus here. Take a look at that right there. We got a nice blue Type R as we're passing by. Civic Type R. I happen to be a pretty big fan of those cars.